How's it going, everyone? I'm Sir James coming at you guys with another Star Wars video. And during this week, I ended up receiving a package from Hasbro, which I have right here. And that particular package is themed for Ahsoka. Now, as a little bit of a recap, about 5 or 6 months ago, I ended up receiving a very large package from Hasbro then, which was relatively large, and it was the Mando Mania tagline, and it was filled with products from the Hasbro lineup related to the Mandalorian at the time. Well, this time we have something from the Ahsoka series, which is currently airing on Disney Plus, which, by the way, if you're curious, as of the recording of this video, we are 6 episodes in out of the 8. So if you're waiting to binge watch it, just do note that we have 2 episodes left. So also another thing to note here is that Hasbro sent this to me free of charge. I didn't pay for anything here or anything of the sort. They just sent this to me and to be able to share it with you guys. I mean, technically they didn't tell me anything. They just said I can do whatever it is that I want to do with this. So I thought I'd share it with you guys and kind of let you know what some of my plans are for some of the items inside. So with that being said, I just want to kind of give you guys just a quick little rundown really quick, because I know some of you are going to be asking me, what do I think of the show? At the moment, I'm enjoying it. My favorite character is Baylan, and that's as much information I'm going to give you because I don't want to spoil anything for you. So let's go ahead and get straight into this. I don't want to make the video too long as it needs to be. Do got my little table here, so we're just going to go ahead and if it's part of a set, I'm just going to bring it all up front and kind of go from there. And hopefully this will hold. Alright, so item number 1, we have Sabine Wren from the smaller scale of the figurines. I know there is a term for it for the collectors that go for it, like 1/4 inch or whatever the term is. But it's the smaller scale, so it's not the larger like Black Series figures. So this one comes with a good amount of accessories here, from the satchel, blasters, the lightsaber blade ignited and not ignited, her helmet, and the Lothal cats. Which also this has the that little packaging that uses less plastic. Which personally I'm not so much of a huge fan of these packagings. I rather have like the shell where you can see what the figure looks like, just in case if there's any imperfections. But that's me in general. Let's go ahead and go to item number 2. Alright, going to item number 2, it looks like we have a set of Black Series figures. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring them all up on the table. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Black Series figurines. Nice. My Black Series collection is growing. I didn't really have much of a collection of Black Series. I had some from Jedi Fallen Order, and some of the stuff that they sent me from the Mando Mania box, which had like the Dark Trooper Mando, which also had like a lot of these little Grogus that are back here. Alright, so let's see. I'm assuming, yep, we have Ahsoka, of course. Because, I mean, can't have a Ahsoka box without having Ahsoka. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you these one at a time. And if I remember to do so before I go to bed, I'll get these out of the box and do like another shot with them out of the packaging. Maybe a couple poses. So first off, we have a Black Series for Ahsoka Tano. Here's a close-up. It does come with her lightsabers. There you go. And there's the nice, I do like these side profiles here. They look really cool. I will say that the face sculpt looks pretty good. And it looks like, as far as the lightsabers go, based on what I could see here, is it looks like the blades are removable and you can clip the lightsabers onto her belt, so you could have her posed with the sabers at her side or in her hand. It looks like that is it for the accessories. Next up, of course, we also have Sabine Wren. Here is a close-up. So with this one, it includes her helmet, which is of course wearable. You also have her 2 blasters, and you have Sabine's lightsaber. And I know some people are going to be like, don't you mean Ezra's lightsaber? You should know this, you're a lightsaber guy. Well, I'm going based on the show. Ezra gave his lightsaber to Sabine after he went on some weird, crazy journey to get rid of Thrawn, potentially. And then, of course, Sabine ended up modifying his lightsaber. And then, I can't remember the droid's name, the one who was there during the younglings when they were building their lightsabers during the Clone Wars. He's also here in the live action, which is awesome. He brought that up, and Sabine's like, well, it's not my lightsaber, it's Ezra's. And he's like, yes, Ezra did construct it, but he passed it on to you, and you modified it, so now it's your lightsaber. Just so you guys know, so don't yell at me. Going based on the show. Then we also have this particular character, which, as far as her portrayal in the show, nothing too interesting. Balin, of all characters, is by far probably my favorite of the characters in the show that we've seen. Along with a couple extras, which I won't mention because, again, spoilers. But we have Morgan right here. Now, as far as this one, she does not include any accessories whatsoever. I think it would have been nice if she at least included one particular accessory. Maybe the map that was used, that little sphere, the treasure planet reference, as you would call it. I think it would have been great if it included that. Maybe some little Night Sister magic mixed in there. And then next up, we have, surprisingly, Ezra Bridger. Is this considered a spoiler? Maybe. I don't know, but we have Ezra in here, so, I mean, it's part of the box. In the Lothal outfits, though I am noticing that this particular one has the modified saber that Sabine did to it. In the blaster, looks like a much older profile. And just to kind of showcase these with the profiles out here. So there is that lineup. So pretty cool. Looking forward to adding these to the collection. Alright. So next up, what else we got in here? We know we're going to have some stuff for the kids too. Okay. So next up, we have something from, what is this lineup called? This lineup is called Star Wars Mission Fleet. Nothing that I personally collect myself, but I know there's kids or maybe other collectors out there who do collect these things. So in this Mission Fleet, we have one that's not really related to the Ahsoka show. It's more like scenes from the, can't remember, I think it was the Book of Boba Fett, if I'm not mistaken, or the Mandalorian. I'm pretty sure it was the Book of Boba Fett. But we have this one here, where it's the scene with Luke training Grogu. We also have the sphere, which we've seen Luke do when he had the that blaster helmet on his head during the original trilogy. R2, Ahsoka, Grogu, Luke, the frog. So quite a few accessories here. Meant for ages 4 and up, so you guys are curious. I do like the little artwork and stuff of the packaging, so that's pretty neat. And then, of course, we also have one, this time for the Ahsoka show, which is the T6 Jedi Shuttle. Recommended for 4 and up for the ages, and these are using the plastic-free packagings, if you were curious. So there's that one. And on the back it shows what you get. You do get one figurine included, which will be for Ahsoka Tano with her white blade sabers. You also get 2 of these little blaster modules that you can attach to it with firing rockets. And as far as the shuttle goes, at least based on the image here, it looks like it can also rotate in the different directions, as you can see from this image. and then from this image. So really cool. So these are a couple items that I will be donating to kids in need. So I'm pretty sure they will be excited to get their hands on that and to have their own little Star Wars journey in their imagination. So can't wait to see how that goes. Speaking of kids using their imagination in Star Wars journey, this will also help them in that aid. Here we have the Star Wars Ahsoka Tano electronic mask. I mean, do you really call this one a mask? It's more of a headpiece, if anything. So here it is. Now, in the Mando Mania box, some of you may recall, I had a couple of the masks, one for Mando and one for Boba Fett. Now we have one for Ahsoka. Now, this does have sound effects. There's a little button here in this top corner.
I sense much fear in you. The Force is an energy field created by all living things. To wield it takes a great deal of training. May the Force be with you. I sense much fear in you.
And then on the back, it has some basic instructions. It looks like these bottom parts, which are not attached in the packaging, you would attach and strap on the back, and you are good to go. So this is recommended for ages 5 and up, just so you guys are curious. And it might be able to fit an adult head too if you have a small enough head to do so. I'm not going to wear it because, again, this will be donated. Alright, so next up we have another Ahsoka figure. This one right here. It's just one large figure, so meaning that there's no additional accessories or anything like that that would be included. The lightsabers are pre-attached, so you can't remove them. But this does feature, so this is a galactic action, features lights and sounds. Recommended for ages 4 and up. Again, there's not any small parts here, so let's go ahead and see how the sounds are. So let's go ahead and, I think there's 2 set of buttons. Let's go ahead and press the my right, Ahsoka's left. So that looks to be like the lightsaber effects.
Surrender or face the consequences. May the Force be with you. Trust your instincts. May the Force be with you. I sense much fear in you. Trust your instincts.
Alright. Now, I will say that as far as this particular toy goes, the face sculpt is not...
May the Force be with you.
Okay, I'm talking. I think it's going to stay on until auto goes off. You know, the face sculpt on it is meh, in my opinion.
May the Force be with you.
Okay, now I just turned off. But I will say, I like the fact that they did take the exact lightsaber sounds and incorporated it in here instead of using some weird one that doesn't really match with it. So I'm glad that that actually matches well. And as far as the audio seems pretty good. Looks the speaker seems to be down on her gowns over here. But yeah, speaker quality is pretty nice. But yeah, again, recommended for ages 4 and up. Plastic-free packaging, so pretty cool. Next up, we have a lightsaber. Gotta have a lightsaber with the channel here. So this particular one is for, of course, Ahsoka Tano. This is from the Star Wars lightsaber Forge lineup. In the Mando one, I ended up having a Darksaber one, which I've donated, and this will be probably going to the same kid, as he will be able to combine these particular pieces. So these are like very interchangeable. As you can see, they come apart in many different sections. Over here it shows images of other sabers in the lineup, and they also kind of reference one, if I recall, right here. So last time, again, I had the Darksaber, so it shows them combining the Darksaber with the Ahsoka one to make its own custom version of the parts. So think of it like Sabi's workshop, but rather than having as much craziness you can do with that, here with these plastic toys. Again, you can make all sorts of different combinations, combine several different characters into one. I know there's a lot of kids out there who are really hyped for these kind of things. Like if I was a kid, I was previously, I'm still partial kid myself. What I mean is that if I had this particularly kind of stuff growing up, I would be all over this for sure. I know Dano from the Dano channel has a lot of these customizable sabers, so you may find all kinds of wacky videos over there if you want to check those out. And last but not least, I thought I saved this one for last, is we have Chopper. And not just any chopper, this is the Chatterback Chopper, which has motorized 40 plus phrases or sounds and movement combos and all sorts of different things. You may recall a particular product, which was for bring it here. Some of you may recall this particular droid from the Obi-Wan series. This was like previously like an $80 droid. It makes light sounds and has all kinds of crazy movements. So essentially this is the same thing as what this was. I mean, this is still the same, but you get the idea. In fact, you're going to have a friend here. Now, I did previously install batteries in this because, well, I know you guys are going to want to see how it sounds and what it does. But packaging is very straightforward, and the instructions as well. Go ahead and move this to the side. So for this one, it comes out of the box straight up like that, and then you just take these pieces, you move them back, and then when you put it on the table, he stands upright. Now as far as articulation, there's not going to be too much. Again, you get a little bit there with the legs. With the upper sections of the arms, these little corner like elbow pieces will bend, but the rest will be controlled with the motorized system. You can also, I think, change the angles of them a little bit too. Other than that, he's got this little section that extends out. All right, let's see. Hey, Chopper. I don't know if he responds to any particular phrases. The camera was trying to focus on something back there. I don't know what it was. Hey, Chopper, how are you? Yeah, I'm kind of sad what happened to Kanan. He's so dramatic about it. So he's got all kinds of articulations. Again, movement right there. Chopper. So yeah, he's got head movement, pivots, the arms that you could he messes with and whatnots. You can go ahead and close that up too. Battery compartment is located back here. It does require 4 AA batteries, just so you guys are aware. As far as does he roll or anything, his front wheel does have a bit of a rolling action going on. This little pivot kind of goes up and down to, make him a little bit more lively as far as his movements go. Doesn't have any wheels on this bottom section, so he's not going to be like rolling around the floor or anything like that if you were curious. I kind of wish he did, but unfortunately he does not. And I did look up this droid, and this is like an $80 droid if you guys are curious or want to pick one up. Like I said, you could add it to your collection from the previous droid from the Obi-Wan series. At one point he's going to auto turn off. See? I mean, he's kind of a perfect companion. I'm just trying to talk to you guys, and he just wants to interrupt me while I'm talking. It's probably the most Chopper thing that you could think of. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Yes. Thank you guys for tuning in. And like I said, I know there are going to be some kids that are going to be super happy to get their hands on some of these products. And as for me, I'm looking forward to having Chopper back here, and of course some of the other Black Series back here as well. But until then, thank you guys for watching, and always remember, may the Force be with you. And thank you once again, Hasbro, for sending these products out to me. And I'm pretty excited. And also too, if you guys didn't know, I think I mentioned it earlier, I can't remember, they're coming out with a Captain Rex Black Series helmet. If you haven't seen the images, here's the image on screen right now. It's available for pre-order at whatever locations will be taking pre-orders. Until then, have a good one, and may the Force be with you. Chopper went to auto sleep, and have a very nice weekend.